Well, let's start again. This is the 999 ASMR Tarot program. Doing another pop-up craft night. The other stream was frozen, so last night we worked on this mask. I peeled a mask off of a mold. Oh, by the way, I'm Random Guy. I'm just some random guy on YouTube, guiding you through this spectacle. And so I chipped off a mask off of a mold and then proceeded to make a new one, and where I added saran wrap onto the mold, and that made it really easy to pull this thing off. And it has a really nice texture here. And then I used a different formula on the papier-mâché paste. Now this is a little thinner than the paste I used last night, so I don't know how well it's going to work, so we'll see. And I created this, but I also created this bird too. And I think I want to see if we can add maybe some feathers to it or something. Feels like it needs some feathers or something up here on the head. So what I'm going to do with this is I'm going to add some horns. And then on Friday night I will do some painting of things like this. Okay, let's get started. I got some new gloves here. New gloves. The other ones were getting a little bit crusty. No sense getting your hands all messed up with the goop. The gooper. Performing a surgery here. So maybe we want to have something underneath here to keep the goop off my table. Just going to add some stuff into here. So I want to add some horns or something. I got like the start, some horns here, but we're gonna make this more horny here. Some horny head structures. And if you're just joining and you like what you see, feel free to like and subscribe to the video, to the channel. But push the like anyway, just for a signal to the algorithm that maybe this spectacle is worth seeing. So yeah, so we're just going to get moving here. We saw you. Strange staffers were there as it happened. Send us your valentines and we will publish them. We saw few bits of paper. This is an ASMR, old school. No clung, no scratches or tongue clicks. No tap 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 tap. Or however they do that. Tap 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 tap. Pop 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 pop. That stuff. I really don't know how to do that. My mouth kind of sucks. I'm gonna wad the paper up and soften it up with my hands. I'm like back in the old days in my father's mill and using the outhouse and wiping your bottom with newspaper when they ran out of toilet paper. He spent the time, well, actually it wasn't newspaper, it was magazines that some men liked. And I'm not going to mention the magazine types either. Mark Akio, hi, welcome to the spectacle on the 999 ASMR craft night. Papier-mâché all the way. We are adding some horns onto this. I think I should prop this head up here. I need something to prop it up. Hi and welcome. So, well, hello, Thomas. You come again on craft night. I need to prop the... Oh yeah, let's just use this. Thank you. CSR Games. I was like trying to find your channel. So, I made this mask last night. This is getting a little bit limpy here. Maybe it needs... my horns on this thing are sad looking. Sad, sad. Maybe we'll just get it like this to stick. Kind of stick up like feathers. Michael Orfield, good morning. How are you? And God loves you and you are highly favored. Okay, thank you. And God loves you too. Mm-hmm. Welcome to the spectacle. So, let's see. What else do we want to... I am, this is a papier-mâché mask, and I'm adding on to... I made the mask last night, and I'm adding on to the mask and making it more customized. I'm customizing my mask. And so it is papier-mâché customization, or adjusting the papier-mâché. I had did this bird too, but I wanted to see about adding some feathers on it. See, it's kind of, this is I did this just the other day, the basic, and then so it'll be the third time on that. And I think we're gonna go in with some of this paper here, and just adding a little bit more. So Mr. Games, does me coming on at an earlier hour, like 11 o'clock, work better for you? All right, let's see. I'm going to take this wonderful blue paper here. Maybe it's kind of like hair or something. Let's see. There's enough residual glue on there so it'll make it stick really nice. Maybe we come and move it over here. So I came on at 11:11 tonight, and I was thinking that trying to make a goatee or something. You know, that's really a precarious perch right there. Makes like a wild hair here. I probably want to coat this stuff on here. Get this all nice and, oh, it's coming apart. This paper is very delicate. It'll be interesting to see how this turns out. There we go. We got like a goatee or something. I almost feel like I want to like do something that I wasn't quite planning on doing at all with this remaining balance of this. I don't have any of the saran wrap, So it's kind of a papier-mâché beard. So I've come a long way since the first papier-mâché one. That was like, what, 2 weeks ago? 2 weeks ago, Thomas? Or was that a little longer than 2 weeks ago? Let's see. How's that look? Yeah. It's kind of got like a... It's really looking like a Star Trek character now. Or maybe something from Lord of the Rings, or some kind of a alien from a Marvel comic book or something like that. I'm going to prop it up this way here and do some more on that side. But you know what would be also cool? Is if I use some of this purple paper on it. I add a different layer. Let's add stuff is stuck to my finger. It's kind of like, you know, you get toilet paper stuck to your shoe or something. Yeah, it was probably like a month ago. It was closer to the bottom of the month, I believe. Yeah. Yeah, so it's like you get to make your channel into doing things that you did in kindergarten, or you know, I don't remember doing paper mache at all in the high school art classes I took. I probably did, but I do remember working with actual clay. I remember I did pottery, the pottery wheel, clay sculptures, stuff like that. I remember that. Actually, that was kind of fun. I remember wood shop. In wood shop, I made a crossbow in wood shop. I was like thinking about that the other day, of just how much the schools have changed, and I would think that with all the changes in our society, that kids making crossbows in wood shop would never be allowed. But maybe they would. I don't know. That bit of it didn't work too well. We're going to add some of this onto here. Well, I'm sorry that I'm not all that talkative tonight. Okay. Did I use up all of my purple? So I got a solid 11 people staying on and watching. I wonder if that's the same 11 people. If you're there watching, make sure you push the like button. I'm trying to, if I can, I'd like to see if I could cross over 700 subs for this month. I'm almost at 600. It would be totally amazing if that could happen. So, got kind of a beard thing going on. Yeah, you should do that. So I'm thinking, I think I'm going to put this little guy aside. Well, no, actually, not quite yet. I need to do some eyebrows. I'm going to do a paint night on Friday night. And I'm going to paint on tomorrow afternoon. Actually, I'm going to try an outdoor painting. I'm hoping that it doesn't rain, because I'm working on a painting. I've had this idea for like 3 years now, and I'm actually going to do the painting. And maybe it needs some expression here. Kind of like some eyebrows that maybe Peter Lorre might have. So, Thomas, have you ever seen the very, very first Batman before? The very first Batman was in film, was done during World War II, and I ran across a whole collection of the original. Well, the original, it probably isn't the first Batman, but it was the first one that was in a movie form, and they were kind of like newsreels before the there used to be, like, before a movie started, there would be these newsreels and so forth. Well, that's like really, this thing's got a lot of stuff on there. We can get this other little thing over here. So yeah, they were like 10-minute episodes, and the Batman, of course, wasn't as sophisticated as the Batman in today's world, but it was really quite amazing. You have these little buds here, like he's had his horns clipped or something. It's really cold here tonight. It's like the wind is blowing, and I'm hoping that this stuff will work. Huh. It's amazing, actually. Maybe another, got those. Maybe another little one in the purple. Right in the center of the forehead here. So if you're just tuning in, push the like button to feed the algorithm. It would be nice to see how far the algorithm pushes this video out. There we go. I'm gonna move on to something else here. We'll put this aside. So we can take this thing here, and I was wondering if I got these little black pieces of black paper, if I can put like a little... Yeah. So where are you up to? About 20 subs now, or... Well, maybe you should start doing live streams. Well, my goals that I set out for myself in September is that I would make my 1,000 subscribers by October, well, September, because I started this channel in September 2022, and so I'm coming up on my 2-year mark, and that's really a kind of what I like to get to the 1,000. But the watch time is another thing, as you know. That's kind of largely why I'm doing a lot of... Yeah. Well, maybe it is more dragon-like. I got like, I got the goo on my sign here. The goo is getting everywhere. I'm just gonna put some goo on the head of this bird here. Well, hello, Galaxy Rose. How are you doing? Welcome to Craft Night on the 999 ASMR Tarot program. And I am doing papier-mâché. If you like what you see, push the like button for feed the algorithm, and if you find papier-mâché and painting and other types of videos and poetry and those kinds of things interesting, that's what I do here. I have a lot of different things as well. And I think I want to switch over to some of these blue ones. Black and blue spikes. We'll put some of this goo in here. So you have 15 subs? You know, Thomas, why don't you put a direct link to your channel in a comment, not because I don't necessarily have, once I close up the chat, I don't necessarily have access to those kinds of things. Because I was like trying to look you up, I think yesterday, and I wasn't very successful. I think I got like the the main, you know, TSR games things. Actually, that's kind of neat, don't you think? With the little spiky things. I wonder if I should add some feathers and things like that onto here as well. But maybe not. Maybe that would be too distracting. But maybe what I'll do is I'll add some patches of purple. Oh, I hit the camera again. Okay, let's see here. Sticking to my fingers. Got all these sticky fingers here. Okay, all right. So what we'll do is take some of the goo, and we'll just put some of the goo down on to the wing itself. Kind of blending the color in, adding new textures and shapes. Thank you. I appreciate that. And sometimes when you think your piece is finished, but you can just keep on going, and it's knowing when to stop is the hardest part about art or writing or anything. Like you can easily, if you're editing a poem or a short story or something, you can edit something right into the trash can. I mean, I've done it many times in my life. So you have to be aware of editing your poems and your short stories and actually your art itself, editing that stuff right into the trash can. You have these different colors. The bird of many colors, textures, and so forth. Little spoonful of goo. Who doesn't like goo? Goo magoo. Magoo. Magoober. Magoober goo. want to make it just some nice multiple colors here. Because I'm thinking this one, I'm not going to paint it at all. Just kind of put some more things on here, different colors. Purple and blue. Just a little kind of a patchwork planet. It's a patchwork blue bird. There's a great novel called The Patchwork Planet by Ann Tyler. I've read that novel probably 20 times over the last 20 years, or I think I first ran across it, I know, a long time ago. She's famous for the story, The Accidental Tourist and Saint Maybe. Saint Maybe was a very good story. They made it into a into a movie on the Hallmark Channel. I've tried to find it to where you could maybe stream it on YouTube for free, but I haven't found it yet. Maybe it's up there now, and maybe they just keep tearing it down. This is definitely a sleep aid video. All Quiet on the Western Front. You know, the name is familiar. Is that a World War One, a World War One movie? Actually, that's kind of cool. So we're gonna have to do the whole thing, right? You can't just have one. Kind of a quilt. Yeah, Patchwork Planet. Ann Tyler writes these novels about ordinary people doing ordinary things. And just, there's, of course, all the characters have some transformative thing that goes on. And whether it be like having your life interrupted to go raise someone else's children, which is Saint Maybe, or having a social climber mother who is upset with the decisions that one of her sons makes. That's Patchwork Planet. And in there being a transformative effect on just the people who may just live their lives and have lives as sacrifice. And Accidental Tourist is just about somebody who just finds out too late in his life who they are, from having like married too young, and or you get older and it was after the death of their child. I suppose I should have done the head feathers last, but okay. So it is World War One. I was thinking it was World War One. Is it like a TV series or something? Hmm. Let's see. This stuff gets really soupy. Sticky, soupy. Soupy, goopy. Messy. Papier-mâché. I'm just going for the randomness of it. So it's a movie actually. Okay, so it was made after World War One, and so it's in black and white. But then they remade it. Is that what it is, or so? Hmm. I guess it's okay if it's lumpy. Lumpy's okay. It's just textures, right? It doesn't have to be a perfect thing. It's just like our lives. You know, when we're young, we think that these things are going to just turn out one way, but then we get down on these paths and we have no idea that they're going to turn out this way. No idea. I would have never imagined my life. When I was like 14, looking forward, I would have never, because when I was 14 looking forward, I thought for sure I was going to be an astronomer. And so the recent one was in 2023. So the fun fact, the first one, they actually got German veterans from World War One, so they were, oh, okay, I see. Well, if they got German veterans from World War One, those guys would have to be awfully old. Especially in 2023. No, they wouldn't. That would be, what did they be? Like 105 years old? Hmm. I was thinking the other day, Thomas, that maybe you should consider the Coast Guard as You know, most people never really consider the Coast Guard when it comes to doing national service. But the Coast Guard does valuable work in defending our nation from the waterways, and it is a branch of the military, but it is not as active. Let's see, we'll just take some of this over here. There we go. And then maybe a little bit more of this purple on the head. We got some of this right down here. Maybe it's not quite reachable on his head. All right, now I'm thinking about how to use up this papier-mâché goo. I'm gonna do the tail. That is such a beautiful shade of blue, though. It's not like I'm putting feathers on it. I'm just having these different colors. Making colors. Maybe one might think a big old eyeball on the side, but maybe not. Who knows what that is? We got happy paper here. So the 2023 version, 1920 to 1931. And that's when they had real Germans there. Oh, I see. Mm-hmm. And then we'll go back in and add the blue back in. It's kind of blue and purple, different layers. Layers of color, layers of meaning. Give yourself a mustache with it, or double up on your mustaches, or whatever, huh? Well, I do have a mustache. I was thinking about shaving it off, but thing is, the older you get, the easier it is to grow mustaches. It's such a pain in the arse to shave every day. It's like the older you get, the faster your facial hair grows, the slower your head hair grows. you start losing your hairs like as soon as you're like 18. Oh, don't want to pull off the thing. Wait, this is kind of... Well, let me put some more of this over here. There we go. Let's just do some, I'm going to put this aside. I'm going to see about shoving this stuff in here and doing the start of making a sculpture of some kind. I need some paper. What's that? Ad for Star Wars right there. Okay, all right. You know, I might add some more water to this. Don't want to do too much, but let's just mix this up. And kind of making like a baked product, huh? I'm going to make papier-mâché clay here. This is what we're doing. This is how you make papier-mâché clay. I'm going to mix it all into here. I might need to add some more water. I'm going to soften that paper up. Papier-mâché clay. And that's really soupy, but we want to get this stuff into smaller pieces. So yeah, you can do a lot of things to entertain yourselves. This is something to remember the next time you have a power outage, is that you can still, when you're disconnected from the internet and the TV, you can have fun by doing papier-mâché, because most everybody has like flour on hand and flour and water. And now newsprint is harder to find because most people don't have newspapers anymore, but nevertheless, I'm going to put that in there too. Kind of mixing this up and squishing it together. Kind of makes it a soupy mix. I don't know exactly what I'm going to do with it, but you know what? That's okay. It's just a matter of the doing it is the important thing. Because, you know, we, as created beings, we're imbued with that power of creation, and we can create our own realities and create things in our own realities. I know sometimes it does seem like we're just along for the ride, and for the most part that is true. With all the different influences in this world, it does seem like we have no control and we are just along for the ride. But in our individual lives, we are not completely powerless. We can learn new things. Have new beginnings. New beginnings all the time, actually. Constantly. We can have new beginnings. Learn new things, start a new job, new subjects at school. Or just want to learn something new, pick up a pen, write, draw, or make papier-mâché. Papier-mâché. But you know, using gloves and stuff does make the papier-mâché creation stuff a little bit easier because of how gooey this stuff is. So I think I might need to add some more water to this. So we add a little more water and this, it'll just break the bonds down in this. Now it's not gonna, for sticking together, it's going to be kind of rough. It's gonna take a while for it to dry. My last little bit of papier-mâché clay that I made took, actually I took a couple days to dry, but I did dry it out into the oven. So with this clay, you want to do small pieces. You know, a lot of what people do is they run the paper through a shredder first, but here we'll just kind of get it in here, kind of all goopy. And so this is like really like a gooey ASMR, that goo experience. Which is sort of like a cow where you're masticating your cud, you're chewing your cud. We're making it usable. That's what this process is right here. Making it usable. So you can mold it into something else. And actually, this is actually the process I understand of how you even make paper, how you make paper itself. The small particles, and then applied some kind of a chemical that was readily available 500 years ago. Okay, I'm going to add some more paper, smaller pieces. New beginnings. The number 1, a new beginning. Okay, so this is going to be difficult to do something with. Kind of masticating it. Just want to make it thoroughly broken down. Give yourself a mustache, or double down with your mustache, huh? Playing with it. I don't know what I can do with this now. Maybe try and make something. I'm going to end this stream pretty soon here, man. Probably within the next 10 minutes or so. But if you need to get going now, feel free to go. I think you've seen kind of I need to form this thing on something. So I think we'll be making another mask. I don't know. I'm going to see you later, Thomas, and thank you very much for joining in. And we'll see you the next time. Yeah, yeah. And have a good night and pleasant dreams to you. So, what to do with this? New beginnings. The number 1, the number 1, the number 1, 111. Bye-bye, Thomas. Thank you for being here. It's kind of sticky. going to make it flat like a pancake. Seeing the number 1111 in your environment is often a lot like pulling the sun card. It's always a good thing. Even the sun card in its reverse form is a good thing. That everything you can sigh a relief if you're into like those things, the angel numbers and so forth. So I'm going to do something. What am I don't have any saran wrap, so we can't do that, but I wonder what can I do. Finger massage in the goo. Boo goo kusu to goo 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 in the goo 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 goo. Goo 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 goo. Goo 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 goo. Oh, I don't know what to do with this. Maybe we'll just put it back into a little ball. I'll reuse it later. I make a papier-mâché ball. That's what I can do. Like a paperweight. Maybe a bowl or something. You know, if I add some glue to it, it'll become a little bit stickier. I can do that. I'm going to do that. I will add some gesso to it. Gesso. This will make it just a little bit more adhesive. This is like a science project now. Because we have no idea what's going to happen. Gesso is a primer for canvases and painting surfaces. So, but it also is sticky, it dries up. It allows a painting surface to have some teeth for the paint to stick on it. So we're adding something to it to make it a little bit stickier. I could probably add some glue, maybe. Glue you do kusu boo. Goo glue boo su do. Maybe kind of like a something, some kind of a sculpture. Yeah, look, it added some structure to it so that something else to it to allow it to be a little stickier so I can form it better into something. Maybe it's like a flower. You know, I'm thinking I like it that. I like the idea of maybe a flower, forming it into a flower, and but maybe I need a little bit more of this goo to add to it and to get it to be more just a little bit more to help it stick together, dry up hard. So if you're just joining, this is a craft night with the 999 ASMR Tarot. I am just a random guy on YouTube doing stuff to stuff. And tonight I am just I'm making a sculpture, a random sculpture that is not molded onto something. It is a free I turned the papier-mâché into this is paper clay. Maybe like a little bowl or something. I wanted to make it kind of like a flower. That's what I'm feeling, is like a cup or a flower. A new beginning, a cup slash flower. And maybe this is like this, the basis of a flower is kind of a cup. It's blue, it's got the cup energy, water, emotions, spirituality. It's the force of nature, of that cup energy. Purple. The color of royalty. The color of knowledge, of wisdom. Purple is a special color. It's the color of, in the ancient world, a royal color. Just gonna do some random things here. Very random. If you're just joining. I'm going to put this on here for structure. Just some structure. Oh, it's very delicate at this state. Very delicate. Easily could tear. Easily. All right, I'm going to Elmer's glue, since I'm all out of papier-mâché goo. Just put a little touch of this. This will help but we're gonna, before I start touching it, I'm going to tear up some more of this paper. And that might be enough there. You want to work that in. Work it in. That's weird. Well, I'm going to call it an evening here. This is as done as it's going to get done tonight. I'm starting to get tired and fade away. Wanted to thank everybody for joining in, watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe to my channel. Push the like for the algorithm and subscribe if you liked what you've seen tonight. I'm trying to reach 700 by the end of this month. I don't know if it's possible, but maybe it is. Who knows? Maybe you could help me out. But if you don't have to, that's fine. I don't mind. I'm just here. I'm a random guy here to entertain you, entertain people. Let's see what the Tiny Tarot says before I turn the camera off. It says this to take rest. 4 of Swords is to rest from your anxieties. These swords represent emotional energy coming into your realm, coming into your sleep, distracting you from life, distracting you from rest. And in this stained glass window is a scene between a priest and the parishioners giving blessings. So just outside the window is blessings, the blessings of from the spiritual realm. And this card is asked for you to be at peace, be at rest, and not worry about those things in your life that give you pain. Do not think about those things right now. Not now. Because right now, you need to rest from your labors and rest from those many anxiety things, the anxieties of the world. And there are so many anxieties in our world, so many things that give us fear. In this card, it says not to pay attention to those things which cause fear. In the Bible, the most used word is love, and the second most used phrase in the Bible is do not be afraid. And that is the essential message of this card is do not be afraid. Because right outside the window is that priest. That priest blessing children, blessing the innocence of you, blessing you. And that is the message of this. All of this that we're doing tonight is about rest. And when you do things like art, you can distract yourself from those things in your life that give you pain. And all of us have that in our lives. No one can go through a day pain-free without some emotional pain or some physical pain or just some thing that bothers us. And most of the time that stuff comes from us. It comes from us. It comes from our own insecurities, from our own sense of no self-worth. But we are worth. We have worth. We are all jewels. We are all like valuable coins. We are all valuable. No one is worthless in this world. Even someone who you think is a vile and evil person, even they have worth. Even they have worth. You don't have to see it, but they do have it. It exists in them. And self-care, the Four of Swords, is about self-care and caring for yourself. And you can just do that. Oftentimes it's just by distraction. A distraction, like creating things with your hands, like drawing, or just papier-mâché is easy to do. Anybody can do it. And you don't really have to have a direction. You just go. You just start making the stuff and you go in a direction. And then sometimes whatever is doing, it just creates its own momentum going forward. But it's a distraction. And in distracting yourself, you can experience those blessings from the priest outside the window. Well, that's all I have for today. I'm going to get off of my soapbox now. Like and subscribe if you want. If not, that's okay. I am Random Guy, that random guy, speaking on YouTube from the 999 ASMR Tarot, and I included tarot into this video tonight. Thank you, friends. Good night. I'll be streaming again in about 12 hours, a live outdoor painting, and then Friday night around 9 o'clock I'm going to do some painting of the papier-mâché things that I made last night and worked on this night. And on Saturday night I will do another papier-mâché sculpture. I have another one, like a dog or a donkey or some other creature to make, and we'll be doing that then. So until tomorrow, 12 hours from now, till Friday, 9 p.m. Pacific time, till Saturday, 11:30 Pacific time, I bid you a farewell. Have pleasant dreams, free from anxiety, free from nightmares. Good night, friends. You are blessed. You are jewels in the night, shining like stars. Good night.